It happens all the time, doesn't it? A woman starts something and a man takes credit for it. So happened with the blessing of the animals. St. Dwynwen of Wales was the first person on record in Christian history to bless animals on a large scale, to make it part of her ministry. But it took one of the most well-known and beloved saints, St. Francis of Assisi, to make it a practice of individuals and whole churches around the world. You see, St. Francis is known for writing the Canticle of the Creatures. It's a song of praise to God, of course, and as you'd expect, it praises God through all of the creatures. And by creatures, he meant all things created, not just those animated by life. He praised God through the sun and the moon, the wind and the water, fire and fruit, as well as the animals of land, sea, and sky. But one of the things that may have given Francis the reputation of especially loving animals is his reputation for having great affection for the larks that flew over his hilltop town of Assisi, Italy, in the region of Umbria, right in the center of the country. He was so known of his love for the little bird that 800 years later, people all over the world have statues of him in their yards, often depicting him with other animals. But I don't recall ever seeing a statue of Francis that didn't include at least one lark. A lark is a little bird that lives mainly in Europe, part of the Alaudae family of birds. I hope I'm saying that right. They have unusually long and straight hind claws. Different varieties include skylark, clapperlark, red-winged lark, flapper, horned, and monotonous larks. There are other families of birds that include similar varieties, like the titlark and the meadowlark. The funny thing is that a lark doesn't have to be a bird. The word can also mean behaving mischievously, doing something like pulling a prank on a loved one. A lark can also be something that is unexpectedly or delightfully easy to accomplish. But primarily, a non-bird lark is a fun adventure, a frolic, or an escapade. Thinking of the word in that way makes the bird seem so happy and playful that the idea of a monotonous lark sounds like a bit of an oxymoron, an impossible sounding contradiction of terms like plastic silverware, or the most common these days, alone together. What we are doing today is a bit of a lark, in the spirits of St. Dwynwen and Francis. It's a fun adventure with our beloved pets. This is no prank, and it hasn't been easy to accomplish. We've taken pictures, made videos, figured out ways to send them by email and Dropbox and Google Drive. Some have even piled into cars with our companions and ventured out here to our sanctuary to have them blessed by me or Halcyon. We do this because we care about our pets and the other animals in our lives. You know, according to a fairly recent survey by the Pew Research Center, or a survey of Americans, 78% of cat people and 85% of dog people say they consider their pets to be members of their families. I think the difference in numbers is because cats think they own the house and allow people to live with them. So without further ado, to all of the animals that live with us as members of our families, the cats and dogs, gerbils and ferrets, fish and turtles, Komodo dragons and snakes, may you be well and live in peace as you bring companionship into our lives, and a reminder to us to slow down and enjoy life. To all of the animals that work for us, the guard dogs, shepherd dogs, and guide dogs, the companion cats and hunting cats, the sniffing pigs, breeding bulls, workhorses, pack mules, and canaries in coal mines. May you be well and live in peace as you protect our health and well-being. May you be treated with compassion and gratitude, free from abuse and neglect. To all of the animals that provide us food, the chickens, cattle, pigs, sheep, and fish, may you be well and live in peace as you bring nourishment to our bodies. May we be compassionate in our consumption and move toward a day when we no longer count on the loss of your lives to sustain our own. To all of the animals that live in captivity, the bison, steer, alpacas, elephants, zebras, ostriches, llamas, antelope, camels, big cats, pandas, and all the animals held for your own protection or preservation. May you be well and live in peace, free from exploitation or maltreatment. To all of the animals we consider pests, the rabbits and deer that eat our vegetables and flowers, the mice, chipmunks, squirrels, raccoons, and bats that nest inside and outside of our homes, the termites, carpenter ants, mosquitoes, flies, bees, and wasps that do damage to us and our property. May you be well and live in peace, even as we struggle to find ways to minimize the damage you cause and try to coexist with you. To all of the animals that live in the wild, the birds of every type, the mountain lions, jaguars, and ocelots, moose, beavers, alligators, porcupines, gophers, and bears, seals and otters, and other marine life too numerous to name. May you be well and live in peace, unharmed by our constant movement, development, and expansion. May your habitats remain undisturbed. May compassion reign. May suffering cease as we share the abundance and limitations of this world. May we humans fulfill our responsibility to be stewards of its resources as we protect your lives. May it be so.
There's a bridle hanging on the wall, and a saddle in his empty stall. You ask me why the teardrops fall. It's that bridle hanging on the wall. There's a horseshoe nailed above the door. It's the shoe that my old pony wore. A faded blanket in the hall, and that bridle hanging on the wall. With my pony I would ride down the trail, watching the moon swing low. But now he's found the end of that trail. He's gone where the good ponies go, and his bridle hanging on the wall, and that saddle in his empty hall. No more he'll answer to my call, with that bridle hanging on the wall. There's a horseshoe nailed upon the door. It's the shoe that my old pony wore. You asked me why the teardrops fall. It's that bridle hanging on the wall.
Your dog thinks you're awesome. Seriously. Even my little dog Toulouse, who is arguably the grumpiest little dog in the world, thinks that I'm amazing. Because I'm the guy who feeds him and takes care of him and clips his nails when they're clicking on the floor. And even though he hates it, I'm the guy who takes him to the vet. And he knows I help him be healthy. I play with him. I snuggle with him when he wants it. And every dog is like that. They think you are awesome. So this is your chance to be as awesome and incredible as your dog thinks you are by simply writing a check and sending it into our office here at East Shore in fulfillment of your pledge. Now, during the month of October, because it's Domestic Violence Awareness Month, we will be sharing a special offer with Forbes House, which is Lake County's shelter for women who have been affected by and are escaping domestic violence or violence perpetrated against them by intimate partners. So if you could, send a little extra, something aside from your pledge, and write in the memo line, Forbes House. And if you're joining us for the first time, I'd like to ask you to consider also sending a little something to help us in support of our mission of not only fulfilling our mission to love, revere, discover, and connect, but to give a little extra emphasis to the word connect as we work with partner organizations locally. Thank you for being with us.
What we got Mama do?
Okay. Are you man?
No, I got him. Look, they're eating it. You want to pet him? He has nice hands. He's giving you kisses.
He's playing.
He's not biting you.
He's playing.
Okay. He's just nibbling. He's giving kisses. Say hello.
Hello. He's walking.
Where's he going?
he's going? I don't know where he's going.
I think he's pecking my car.
What car? Oh, what he's doing? What he's doing?
I don't know. We gotta see what he's doing.
What he's doing?
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, let's cross. Come on. This way. This way. Come on. Let's cross. Come on. Come on. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Oh, got an itch? Why are you stopping? Come on, let's go. Come on.
We had him. When we came back out, he jumped all the way up to Mom's shoulder. He falls sometimes.
Don't go too much further back. Loose. Hey, look. A benediction is a blessing, a speaking of good words and well wishes. Specifically, it expresses kindness to someone upon parting. During the 70s, all kinds of variety shows ended with these little things that to me now in retrospect felt like sung benedictions. The host would usually sing the same song every week. Donnie and Marie, a fresh-faced brother and sister from Provo, Utah, brought Mormons into the homes of millions of people in Middle America every weekend. And for most people, they were the first Mormons they'd ever had in their home. May God keep you in his tender care, they sang sweetly in harmony. Now, Carol Burnett was very secular, never expressed anything even remotely religious to my memory. And each week she would do her darndest to not laugh when she and her crew were in the middle of a skit. But she was always supremely serious at the end of her show when she sang, "I'm so glad we had this time together." The endings all seemed to follow a pattern that was best summed up perfectly by the corniest show ever, Hee Haw. A show with honky-tonk musicians, banjo players, women in denim short shorts, and all kinds of barnyard animals. They had a donkey as a mascot, after all. See if you can notice the pattern in this 4-line benediction I offer to you, the closing benediction of Hee Haw. We loved this time we spent with you, to share a song and a laugh or two. May your pleasures be many and your troubles be few.